The Fisher-Price infant sleeper that's blamed in the deaths of multiple babies and injuries of many more may still be in use in a lot of homes. We've learned at least one of those infant deaths happened right here in Memphis.
Yeah, it's scary. The Consumer Product Safety Commission issued another recall last month. Fox 13's Carolyn Serta talked with one of the families who actually lost a baby. Carolyn.
Yeah, Val and Ernie, sadly, one Memphis family lost their 6-month-old baby boy due to this infant sleeper from Fisher-Price, the rock and play sleeper. And now they say they are reliving this trauma 4 years after that initial recall because more babies have been reported to have died in the sleeper.
Such a bundle of joy. He was happy. He kept a smile.
An infectious smile from this little baby boy, sparking so much joy.
I mean, you can walk in the room and he just lights up. He was just he had this glow about himself.
Marquette Jackson was born in January 2019 to loving parents and a giddy grandmother.
I would come in and talk to him. I was like, hey, baby, and Granny, little stanky man, and he'd just bust out the laugh, and he had this smile. And I mean, he was the type of baby that was just always happy. And you to see a baby that's happy from happy to gone, it's emotional. It is.
Amid the beautiful memories, Keisha Edwards is still haunted by the day her first grandson suddenly stopped breathing while sleeping. He was rushed to the hospital and died.
They said that he had like 38 seizures within an hour. All they seen was that he was having swelling on the brain. And they told us to decide within a couple of hours. They said it was no good. He was brain dead. So there was nothing else they could do.
Baby Marquette died in July 2019. He was only 6 months old.
He took his last and final breath just laying in my lap. And we got the autopsy reports and stuff, and they came back and told us that it died from crib death because of the rock and play.
On April 12, 2019, months before Marquette died, the U.S. Consumer Product Safety Commission recalled the Fisher-Price rock and play sleeper. The agency labeled it a risk to babies, citing 30 infant deaths. Edwards said the family didn't know about the recall.
It just broke my heart. I mean, I was just emotional wreck for a long period of time, and still have the moments that, you know, when his birthday come around, Christmas come around, the death date.
And that unimaginable pain, while never fully healed, was inflamed this January. 4 years after the initial recall, the CPSC made the rare decision to reissue it, warning more babies were still dying in the rock and play sleeper.
I seen it again, and it just brought tears to my eyes because they said over 100 babies have been killed.
My heart breaks with those families, and each of those instances weighs heavily on folks here at the CPSC. Tragically, the first recall announcement didn't stop deaths in the product like it should have. At least 8 babies reportedly lost their lives in the rock and play after the recall. That number should be 0. And we now know of around 100 deaths reported in the product overall. The rock and play cannot remain in homes or daycares.
CPSC Commissioner Richard Trumpka says deaths in rock and play sleepers happened after the infants rolled from their back to their stomach or side while unrestrained.
The rock and play places babies at an incline. Inclines can allow babies to end up trapped in ways that stop their breathing. After that, the CPSC passed a rule preventing any infant sleeper from having an incline like the rock and play did.
At the time of the original recall, about 4.7 million units were on the market. That's why the CPSC fears rock and play sleepers may still be in use in homes or businesses, or are being stored, a danger lurking in closets or garages.
I hear all the time about some relative trying to pass down an old infant product like the rock and play to new parents. And some will even tell you ignore the warnings. You know, their baby used it and they were fine. Well, some babies do face a danger and make it through. Those aren't the stories to focus on. I invite you instead to think of Marquette Jackson and to think how easy that could have been any one of our babies. So if you have a rock and play, if you know someone who has a rock and play, please commit to a simple action and let's get rid of those today.
It just said, long live baby Marquette, which was his name, and they put the picture of him on it. And so this is something that keeps me in memory of my grandson.
While Edwards holds tightly to pictures and other memories of Marquette,
he had these on right before he took his final breath.
She's hoping sharing her family's heartache will save another from experiencing the same tragedy.
What would your message be to other parents when they're out looking for something for their children or grandchildren?
To go out and research things before you buy them. You know, before you go and pick out something for a baby, make sure it has never been on recall. Make sure that it's not on recall at the present time that you're purchasing. If you don't, then you know you'll fall to this devastating thing that we just went through.
Yeah, and the Fisher-Price Rock and Plate sleeper was introduced more than a decade ago, back in 2009. That is why you are encouraged to search your home, your daycare, look in closets. Throw out the Rock and Plate sleeper if you have it. You could also still contact Fisher-Price for a refund or credit. We have that information for you on our website, fox13memphis.com.
Yeah, amazing to think that some of those might still be in somebody's closet somewhere. Great reporting on that, Carolyn Serta.